Hello everyone. Hi. How's everyone doing today? Good. Love. My yard guys are back for the third day in a row, so I apologize if you hear them in the background.
He has to listen to something for a little bit.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So.
Yeah, but it's like a one time.
Hey. Oh, hey Marissa.
Sorry, my nephew's here.
You're good, I get it. Okay, hello guys. Okay, so, oh my god, so many new faces in here. I'm so excited to see you all. I say this every time, but it's so cool just to like, obviously I see you guys on Instagram and we chat, but to like see your face in real life, I'm like, hey, you guys are real, you know? Okay, let's get into it. If we have any questions along the way, put them in the chat and I will answer them as they come in. Also, if you see me looking over here, I do have bullet points. I am extreme ADD, and if I don't have my bullet points down, I'm gonna start talking about something and I'm gonna miss the point that I was trying to make. So we love an ADD situation. And then let's dive into emotional root causes and what they mean. So I want to start off with a little mini neuroscience lesson. It just kind of gives you an idea of how the brain works. So we have three parts of our brain. So our brain essentially goes from thinking to doing to being. So if you're taking notes, please physically take notes, like pen to paper, because it helps you learn it quicker. If you're taking them on the computer, that's fine, but just like something about the pen to paper, it really ingrains it in your brain. So we have our neocortex. So this is the seat of our conscious mind. It is the largest and most involved, and it plugs us into our 3D world. So it makes up about 40% of the brain. It's basically the CEO of our brain. This is all things we are conscious of. Cool. Then we have our visual cortex. So this is the back of our brain. This is where you process sight. So it allows us to feel certain things and have motor function. So right now you're listening to me with your neocortex and you're taking notes with your visual cortex, and it puts this information in your body at a rapid pace. It's also responsible for long-term memories, and it helps us distinguish between our self and our non-self. And then we have our cerebellum. This is the third part of our brain. So when we take action based on our thoughts, like when we do this over and over and over, this activates the cerebellum. This part of the brain is designed to help you develop implicit memories, like core memories. So an example of this would be like if you're creating a new habit and you do something over and over again, this activates the cerebellum. Cool. Do we have questions on the brain so far? Okay, cool. Now let's get into emotional root causes. So every single thing starts out on the energetic as a thought, and then it manifests into the physical. So think about your iPhone or your computer that you're watching this workshop on. It started out as a thought, and then it was drawn up and it was sent to a manufacturer, and now you have it physically in your hand or in front of you. Same thing happens with the body. Every physical symptom that you experience has an underlying energetic root cause. So think about anxiety. Like you have a thought that makes you anxious, and you have that thought over and over again. Then what happens, right? You start to feel it physically in your body. Maybe your chest gets really tight. Maybe you get a headache. Maybe you feel like you can't breathe. And all of these physical symptoms came on as a byproduct of you having anxious thoughts. Now, if we heal those anxious thoughts that you're thinking, the physical symptoms will go away. So, by learning how to channel the energetic root cause, I've been able to heal my body of hypothyroidism, postpartum anxiety, postpartum depression, postpartum rage, endometriosis, and more. I could go on forever, I feel like. But there have been multiple experiments done on how thoughts affect you physically, but the one I was just recently reading was done with plants. So basically someone took three of the same plants, one was left alone, one was spoken super negatively to, like called ugly and just all negative things. The other one was talked to positively and told how beautiful it was. All the plants had the same exact amount of sunlight. All the plants had the same amount of water given it to them through the duration of that experiment. And what happened was, the results of the experiment showed that the negatively spoken to plant turned moldy and gross. It was like wilted, it looked like it was dying. The plant that was left alone stayed the same, no physical change was noted. And the plant that was spoken to positively was flourishing. And it's all because of the thoughts and the energy that was surrounding it. So your thoughts are freaking powerful. I know what you're thinking, Keisha, this sounds too easy, it sounds too good to be true. And you're right, yes it does. And that's what they want you to think, right? If we were all in tune... Alexandra, would you mind putting yourself on mute?
Oh, yeah, sorry, I thought I was.
Oh my gosh, no worries. If we were all in tune with our intuition, we'd all be healing ourselves, and then guess what? Big Pharma would be out of a job and they wouldn't be making millions and millions of dollars. They profit off of you being sick. So, now I'm not saying don't ever take an antibiotic, but I am saying like there are steps you can take before you reach the point of needing an antibiotic. Anyways, I've helped clients heal things like endometriosis, PCOS, the C word that we don't like to say, all by doing this. Now, before we dive into specifics, a few things to keep in mind. So it does matter which side of the body that your reflection is happening on. So the right side of our body is going to be the masculine energy, and this is like taking action. The left side of the body is feminine, and this is going to be your receiving energy. So we possess both feminine and masculine energy, but by figuring out which side the reflection's on, it'll help you decode what's going on, what the underlying issue is. Also, pay attention to when it's acting up. Is it just happening in the morning? Is it happening when you're resting, right after you just did something? And then it also matters where on the body it's happening. So for example, the emotional root of eczema on your arm is going to be different than the emotional root of eczema on your legs. So today I'm going to give you 40 common symptoms and what their energetic root cause is. So I'm going to say, I get really excited when I talk and I go very fast. So if you're like, Keisha, please slow down, just let me know. I'm going to go as slow as my brain will allow me. So we have our head, and your head is around thinking. So this would be like angry thoughts, being hard on yourself, overthinking, etc. Then we have postpartum anxiety, which would also be the same root cause for just regular anxiety, which is feeling out of control in one or more areas of life. Then we have face, and this is around the perception of you. So for example, like worrying about people's perception of you or not liking how you physically look. Acne is anger at the way you think you are being perceived or not loving who you are. And I say the way you think you're being perceived because the way you think you're being perceived isn't necessarily the ultimate truth, but it's what you think. Then we have neck, which is the inability to see both sides of something. Then we have throat, which is blocked / unexpressed anger or stuck creativity. Eyes are around seeing. So you'll think about, what am I angry or annoyed that I'm seeing or not seeing? So I was having a allergy eye situation, I guess it was last week, and I'm in my luteal phase, so everything makes me more irritated than it needs to. So there was something going on in my life that was very silly, but I was so irritated about what I was seeing, right? And so my perception was off. Now, when I go back into my follicular, if I think about that same situation happening, I won't be as triggered by it. Well, plus I healed it, but it's just funny how the phases of your period will affect your mood or even energy levels. Cool. So then nose is your ability to filter things. So example, if you're easily offended, you're not filtering projections.
Wow, you're fancy.
Twiki, will you go on mute, please? Then we have teeth, the ability to break down ideas. Lips, afraid to speak, or just issues in general with speaking. Jaw is going to be where we hold anger. Hair. Hair is to do with being connected to your intuition. Chantal, would you mind putting yourself on mute? Thank you, Queen.
Sorry.
No worries. Okay, so hair is around intuition. So if you're disconnected to your intuition, it can cause gray hair, or not nurturing yourself with the ingredients of life. So an ingredients of life would be happiness, having fun, love, things like that. Shoulders are going to be putting pressure on yourself / feeling like the world is on your shoulders. Then we have our heart, which is unacknowledged emotional pain. Also, these are in no particular order, just whatever came to my head when I was channeling. Boobs are around anger towards men, unexpressed anger towards men. Lower back is frustration over finances. Arms are the ability to embrace / receive. Digestion is an ability to process certain emotions. I'll say that one again. Digestion, inability to process certain emotions. Then being bloated, worry over the past, hips are around flexibility, like not being flexible somewhere in your life. Then we have uterus, which is anger with men or anger about not being in the feminine energy. Vagina is also anger with men or anger about not being in the feminine energy. Then penis is mad at women. Legs is to do with like something about moving forward. Like maybe you're not moving forward in your life, something like that. Knees are going to be flexibility in moving forward. Feet are around balance or like out of balance. So maybe you're feeling out of balance somewhere in your life. Toes are details in balance. Oh, Chantal. So I'm giving you guys 40 today. If you missed a few, it's okay. I'm going to send a recording out to you guys after. And then at the end, you guys can ask questions. Or if you have like questions as I'm talking, like put it in the chat and I'll clarify something. You're welcome. Toes. Details in balance. Fingers are around details. Tongue is around talking. Dark circles under eyes are extremely exhausted / like burnt out. Sinus issues would be around extreme annoyance and irritation, which is why if you guys follow me on Instagram, I'm always having sinus issues because I'm always irritated about something. It's a blessing and a curse. Mid-back. Kim. We're in this together, Kim. Mid-back is holding on to guilt or shame. Kinsey, which is, I'm surprised I don't have more sinus issues. Okay, ringing in the ears. This is a long one, so I'm going to talk slow. Okay, ringing in the ears is not listening to your intuition or unable to tune out distractions. So like someone putting a concept in your head, or like unable to tune out your own thoughts. So the left ear is like victim and unexpected things coming at you. And then the right ear is tuning out the right things to make the right decision. Next we have stretch marks. And this is feeling like you don't have emotional, like thick skin because of letting people's opinions get to you. I'll say that one again because it's kind of long. Stretch marks are feeling like you don't have emotional, thick skin because of letting people's opinions get to you. Then we have sagging / volume loss of boobs. This is giving too much of yourself, like giving a lot away and not replenishing your cup, or feeling depleted in one or more areas of life. Headaches are being hard on yourself or putting too much pressure on yourself. So like migraines would be a severe case of this. Stomach is worry over the past. Nausea, oh, let's see what Miss Keisha said. Been trying to work my headache I've had for the last 2 days. Oh no. Yeah, it's for you, Keisha, you're actually just overthinking whatever's going on in your life right now. You're just overthinking it and it's on replay in your mind. It's living rent-free in your head. Nausea is, shocker, fear, rejection, and or reflecting an idea or experience. Same headaches after I had my child, though it started that's when mine started too. I mean, I always had random headaches here and there, but I didn't get migraines until I had my daughter. And it's because I overthink everything. Not so much anymore, but when she was first born, like, you know, you have a newborn, I was overthinking everything. Like, is she breathing? Is this normal? Is that normal? And I lived with a migraine. It was awful. Eczema is not letting go of mass irritation, and then food aversions. It's being like disgusted with a certain version of yourself. So I'll give you an example. When I was pregnant, I was disgusted with my pregnancy body and the thought of being a mom. Obviously I've healed all of this. This was like years and years and years ago. I was like 25, and just like the thought of it, I hated it. And I didn't, there was like 3 things I swear to God I could eat because everything just grossed me out. But it was really just my internal thoughts going on. Thank you, Queen. So I feel your pain. You got this. Okay. Oh, when you're pregnant, you can actually write down like all the pregnancy symptoms you can think of, and you can channel if you're a match for any of them. And if you are a match, you can channel how to shift it and heal it before you even ever like get the physical symptoms, so you don't have to experience it. I've done that with a few clients. Like as soon as they get pregnant, they're like, okay, I don't want to have these like crazy pregnancies. Like, let's work through this. And once we did that, they ended up having like super easy pregnancies. And if they did get the symptom that they were a match for, they had the tools to shift it. So it wasn't like a huge deal. And then I had a few girls who weren't moms yet that took MILF U, and now they know the exact root causes of pregnancy symptoms and how to solve them when the time comes. Great question, Keisha. I do teach this in MILF U. Also, if you have children, they will take on your reflections for you until around the age of like 6 or 7, and then it becomes their own. I also dive deeper into this in MILF U, but their reflections, like their physical symptoms they're experiencing, you would channel just like the same way you channel yours, like using like I'm gonna go into it a little further, but using like the info I just gave you. But something to keep in mind is you cannot experience anything that you aren't a physical match for by your own thoughts. So these are just a few examples. I have the full list in MILF U. You can also channel the energetic root cause of wrinkles, which is really cool. So the body's only actually supposed to age, like once you're fully grown, 7%. So you can literally channel the reflection of the wrinkle you're having and it will go away. And I think that's the coolest thing ever. This is just something I started doing. But an example is like smile lines. So the energetic root cause to having a smile line is our ability to not get back to happiness quick enough. Oh, let me hold on. Let me slow that down so y'all can write. Smile lines. Our ability to not get back to happiness quick enough in one or more areas of life, and or feeling like being tired of feeling fake, like people pleasing, or feeling like you have to smile when you don't want to. Chantal, 11s are around like being angry at the way you think you're being perceived. I was having a wrinkle situation like over here under my eye, and I've healed it and now it's gone. And I used to get Botox all the time. Now I don't. It's been like over a year since I've had Botox because I've like tapped into this, and now it's like a game almost, because I'm like, oh, I see something happening here, like what's the root cause, how can I shift it? And so I don't think I'll ever go back to getting it. One, because now I've like learned about it and I think it's probably toxic, and now I just know how to heal it energetically, so who needs Botox anymore? Anyways, here's how we can figure out what is going on. So we have our list of symptoms, right? So we want to ask, 1, what are the symptoms? 2, we're going to look at the location of the body. Because think again about the eczema example. If you're having eczema on your arm, it's going to be holding on to mass irritation over like embracing something in your life, versus if it was on your leg, right? It would be holding on to mass irritation over not moving, well, depending on which leg, if it's your right leg, let's say, mass irritation of not moving forward in life. Then we want to ask what side of the body. And then number 4, when does it act up? In the morning, after you do something, in the evening, when you're doing nothing. Cool, so now we have 8 areas of life, and it's important to figure out which area or areas in life this is going on in, so that you know exactly how to shift it accurately. So here are the areas of life. We have vocation, financial, spiritual, family, social, mental, physical, passion / hobby. Do I need to repeat any of those? I think I said them kind of fast. Good. Cool. Then we're going to get clear on specifics of how you're feeling that way in that area and why. If you don't know how to accurately, intuitively channel yes or no answers yet, I've got a $99 workshop called Intuition 101 where it's on my website. But I teach you how to get accurate yes or no answers, multiple different variations how to do this. Or in MILF U, you have 6 weeks of intuition training, plus you get Intuition 1 included in MILF U if you want to like really dive in. Then we're going to debunk our own limiting lie. So an example, if I was experiencing like extreme postpartum anxiety, I'm gonna figure out the exact thoughts that I'm thinking. So maybe my thoughts are, I'm not in control of my life anymore. Everything is on the baby's time. So then we're gonna debunk our own limiting lie. Was why does this make no sense? Like if you keep things up here, everything makes logical sense, but the second I'm telling you, you put it on paper, you're like, that's just silly. So anyway, what I mean by that is, why does this make no sense? It's like, is it ultimately true that I have to be on the baby's time 100% of the time? No, you can incorporate yourself throughout the day. You can go on walks and they can nap in the car, they can nap while you're on a walk, whatever. But it's very hard if you're stuck in this like thought of I can't do anything for myself, right? Then that's what you're gonna create more of. But if you can shift it slightly like, oh, well, actually I can incorporate myself. Like when she naps at 3 p.m., I'm gonna go on a walk and she can nap while I'm walking, like whatever that looks like for you. Then we're gonna choose, well, number 3, how do I choose to feel instead? So I want you guys to write this in the present tense. So I choose to feel like XYZ. So for this, I would be like, well, I choose to feel like I'm in control of my own life. I choose to feel like even though I'm a mom, I'm still important. I choose to feel like it's a necessity to put myself first and fill my own cup. And I choose to feel like being on my own time is good for me, but also for my baby. Kenzie. I did this for experiencing my anxiety the other day and debunked it in like 20 minutes and I felt much better. Oh, good, I love that. Then, I always like to get a timeline to figure out how long it's going to take me to shift something. because I'm very impatient and I want to shift it right now. So I always ask a timeline. I'll intuitively channel. How long will it take me to shift if I hold alignment perfectly? How long will it take me to fully shift? And again, if you're unsure how to channel this, I've got Intuition 101 on my website. I'll probably include it in the email for you guys to make it easier if you're interested in that. Also, reminder for everyone that's here live, after this call, I'm gonna put everyone's name in a little randomizer, and one lucky winner will win a live MILF U scholarship. A live MILF, hold on, they're gonna win a full MILF U scholarship. We are live right now. Words. So that's exciting, stay tuned for that. Okay, so we've kind of covered a lot today. A lot in a short period of time. I love it. We've talked about how the brain actually works. Let me see how long. How long does it usually take you to shift? It just depends on what the reflection is. Like if it's a minor reflection, like sinuses, it can take me anywhere from a couple days to a couple weeks. But if it's something like deeper, like when I healed my endometriosis, that was something that, so it was anger at men. That was something that I held onto for years and years and years. I didn't just like have one angry thought and woke up the next day with endometriosis. It was like something for probably 10 years I held onto this. So that one took longer. I want to say that one took me like avidly working on it like 6 months to a year. I can't remember exactly, but 6 to 12 months. So it just depends. Like if they're smaller reflections, the quicker you're going to shift them. If they're like deeper reflections, it does take longer. But that's not to say you won't see improvement during that whole time. Like if it took me 12 months, like you're seeing improvement each day that you're like actively going in and like healing this. Where was I? Okay, so we've talked about how the brain actually works, the neocortex, the visual cortex, and the cerebellum. We've talked about how every physical symptom you experience has an energetic root cause. We broke down specific symptoms and how they're linked to your emotions, beliefs, and past experiences. And most importantly, now you know your body isn't just randomly acting up, it's communicating with you. And it's not like a punishment. It's never our higher selves punishing us with these symptoms. It's just to get your attention to shift something, right? So now you have a choice. You can take what you've learned today and start paying attention to how your body is talking to you and look at it in a whole new way. And if that's all you do, you're already light years ahead of most people. But if you're thinking, oh my God, this is making so much sense, but I need more, I need to go deeper, I want to actually start clearing these things and not just understanding them, then that's exactly what we do inside of MILF U. This is where we take everything. One moment, Leanne, I will get to your question. This is where we take everything from today and actually apply it to your life step by step. Inside MILF U, I'm going to teach you how to channel the root cause of any symptom. So you're not just guessing, you're going to know exactly what's going on. We're going to shift your energy at the source so your symptoms don't just disappear temporarily, they won't come back. And if they do, you're going to know how to shift them like this. How to tap into your intuition so you never feel lost or stuck again. You're always going to know what your body's telling you. Healing your self-image, which massively changes your life. And then healing childhood trauma and just so much more. And like I mentioned earlier, I even have the full 6-week intuition training course inside of MILF U where I teach you how to clear 5 different types of dark forces. Yes, this is real. Yes, it's affecting you more than you may think. So if today's workshop blew your mind and you're ready to actually put this into practice, MILF U is for you. So since you guys showed up live, I'm gonna give you something special. I'm gonna give you guys a $300 off code to use. I'm gonna send it in your email after this, so be on the lookout. It'll have the coupon code and then it's gonna have the replay link as well, so you can refer back to this if I was talking extra fast and you missed something. But this is only available for 48 hours. After that, the price goes back up. This can be applied to all 5 payment plans as well. I've added in 2 additional live Q&As, so now there's gonna be 6 total. And the course itself is 22 weeks. and counting. Who knows what it's going to end up being. Oh, and if you pay in full, you get a free 30-minute one-on-one session with me. Each lesson that's dropped in is only around 20 to 30 minutes each. There might be one or two that's a little bit longer, but generally speaking, it's around 20, 30 minutes. And it's also available in podcast form, so you can listen on the go. So this is your chance to go all in, learn how to heal at the root, step into the whole new level with you. And yeah, I'll be sending out details after this. One more thing, and then we'll dive into questions. I have Miss Adriana Wave. Hey. So this is Adriana. I just hired her. She is on my team now. She is my MILF U concierge. So you're thinking, what the hell does that mean? Well, basically this means she's here to make sure that you have everything you need to step into this container with confidence. If you've been feeling the pull, and you don't know if this is your next step, then she'll chat to you. She'll make sure this is the right step for you. She's super down to earth. She knows this work inside and out, and she's here to support you with making the best decisions for you. So if you're ready to step into MILF U, but you need some clarity or you want to chat through it, she's got you. I'll put her booking link in the email as well. And let's do this. Okay, cool. Let me pull up your questions. How do you debug irritation when that's how you feel? So personally, when I'm feeling irritated, I have to look at the situation as a whole, because yes, you're irritated in it, but why is it? I always try to find out how it's actually working perfectly for me. So let me find an example, because I'm very irritated all the time. Oh, okay, so my daughter, she reflects me all the time. So she was irritating me yesterday because she was being like, I mean, kids are always needy, but she was just up my ass, and I was like, what is happening? What she was reflecting was that I needed to stop working so much and just like chill back and have more fun and play with her, which I did, but I was irritated, right? And so I used that irritation to take a step back and be like, okay, I'm irritated. Why am I feeling this? And it's like, oh, because I've been working on my computer, eyes on laptop all day, and I'm frustrated, right? Because I desire to be having more fun. And she's reflecting to me like, hey, let's chill. Let's go play for an hour. And so I did. So by me taking a step back and choosing to like see the perspective differently, right? It allowed me to be like, oh, okay, yeah, let's go play and have fun. And then I release the irritation. But even if it's something like, I don't know, someone irritates me with what they said, I always try to take a step back and look about how it's benefiting me. Like, okay, well, this person said something triggering that irritated me. Why is it actually like helping me? Easier said than done. Sometimes it takes me, if I'm really pissed off, it takes me a couple of days to like calm down and have that perspective shift. But speaking on a day-to-day, like I usually just be like, okay, well, how is this actually benefiting me? And then that's how I'll try to shift that one. Cam, if the physical symptom keeps coming up daily, even after debunking, does that mean I'm missing something? It could mean there may be a piece of it that you're not fully understanding. Or you're debunking and you're logically debunking, or it could, hold on. You could be debunking it and logically like getting on board, but your subconscious could still be like pushing back on it. So it may be a different tool that you need. Root cause of, sorry, multiple coming in at once, my ADD. A root cause of rib pain. Yeah, it's gonna be around like protection, like not feeling protected for some. You'll focus again on which side and then which area or areas of life. Keisha, is walking outside one of the best physical things I can do for my overthinking? Yeah, you can go outside, but when you're walking, don't have a podcast on and don't listen to music. Get like, you know, like those 1,000 frequency sounds or like whatever higher frequency sounds. I'm seeing you literally just like having headphones on and put that in, because whatever that sound is, it's gonna just like zen your brain out so you can like walk and like disassociate with your thoughts. If you have a podcast or music, your brain's still like working. I feel like I feel like I can't feel emotions in my body. My digestion is off, which now I understand because I'm not processing emotion, but feel blocked with feelings, emotions in my body. How can I figure out why I'm blocked from feeling emotions in my body, if that makes sense, so I can process the emotion? Cassidy, great question. It's about feeling safe in your body. To shift that one, I would start a note section in your phone titled like, Cassidy, I know it's safe in your body, and start clocking micro moments every single day, how it's actually safe in your body. And it can be silly thing, like not silly, but like micro moments of like, oh, I went on a walk outside and I felt very relaxed. It's safe in my body. Whatever you want to do, it can be as micro as you want, but just like clock feeling safe in your body. It's gonna take time because it feels like this is like a little bit deep rooted, but once you get there, you'll be able to start feeling a little bit more in your body. Mackenzie, can I have an example of the inability to break down ideas? This is for the teeth. I don't have teeth issues, but I need an example to understand this. Yeah, so I don't know if you guys have, or Mackenzie, if you've ever personally experienced this, but like you'll get an idea of something, but you don't know where to start to like put it into place. So like, say you want to start a business and you're super like overwhelmed, you don't know where to start, you don't know how to break down the ideas to put it into place. Let me know if that makes sense, Mackenzie. Illnesses, so cancers, yes, so for illnesses, yes, Shelby, you're gonna break it down by symptoms. So anytime that you're breaking down a illness, it's gonna be different per person based on symptoms. Because if you think about it, like think of someone like, I had hypothyroidism, my symptoms were different than my friend who had hypothyroidism. So instead of breaking it down like by cancer, Alzheimer's, etc., break it down by symptom. So like an example of cancer would be like if breast cancer, it's gonna be, you'll go back to your sheet that I just gave you, anger at men. And let me tell you something too, like don't like let this scare you, just because this is like anger at men. This is something you hold on for years and years and years. Like my mother had breast cancer and she was angry at men for, she probably held that for 30, 40 years. And then it turned into breast cancer. Like you're not gonna get mad at a man and then wake up tomorrow with breast cancer. So like don't like stress about that. But yes, great question. Break everything down by symptom. What would be the positive of financial frustration be? Great question. Does it light a fire under your ass? For me, it does. Like if I ever get frustrated with finances, it lights a fire under my ass to figure out how I'm either going to bring in more finances or like whatever the case may be. Maybe I need to launch a course. Maybe I need to whatever. It lights a fire under your ass. The thing about frustration and anger is it's kind of a misconstrued emotion in my opinion, because anytime you're angry, it throws people into action. Like a lot of people don't take action on things until they're like super angry. Like think about in a relationship, like when people get pissed off and they finally leave the relationship, but then they start the business and do whatever. It's like they finally had enough and they're like, no, I'm worth so much more. Like I'm gonna go do all the things. Anyway, that was just a random example. Cassidy, okay, this makes sense. Thank you. It's from major trauma, so thank you. Yes, okay, perfect. That makes sense. Mackenzie, okay. Gaia, what about sagging skin under the chin and the arms? Cool, so that one you'll break down per body part as well, but sagging skin under, what is it, chin? So sagging skin's to do with like resilience almost. Arms is going to be around more like you're not resilient about bracing change, or not you, but whoever. You're not not being resilient about embracing like change in your life in one or more areas of life. Chin would be like resilient about the way you're perceived. So maybe like you think someone says something, maybe they do say something, and you're not having like resilience basically. Like you're letting it get to you is what I'm trying to say, for lack of better terms. Okay, Bryce, I stay at home most of the time, so would positive of financial frustration be to lean into my feminine? Oh my gosh, don't be sorry. Yeah, so it could be like, it could be you leaning into your feminine. It could be like you finding ways to support your husband so that he can make more money, or maybe you help him find more opportunities, or like things like that. Marissa, reason left boob is significantly larger than the right. Oh, interesting. Hi. Sorry, it's like I start reading one and then they all jump when you guys jump in. Okay. Marissa, let me know if it's always been like that, like since you were like grew boobs, or like is this a new thing? Let me know, because it's gonna change the way I channel it. Cam, what's going on with chin hair, spotting during ovulation? Yep, that's gonna be around being more in your masculine energy. So your soul desires to be more in the feminine. That's just showing you that you are more in your masculine than, it doesn't even have to be the ultimate truth. It's you think you're more in your masculine, right? Than your soul desires to be. Same thing with spotting during ovulation. It's like anger at being in your masculine. Amber, what about feeling exhausted and irritated about a day-to-day job? I work at a school and get triggered about going out for recess. Well, it would just be like finding out, to shift it would be like the irritation, like, hold on, let me read that again. Day-to-day job. To be honest, it feels like you're irritated at that job because you just like don't like to be there in general. So I would say finding the positive in that anger is like it's making you think about maybe a career change. It's making you think about different things there. Getting triggered about going out for recess, I would just say, like, obviously you're still in that job, just try to find the positives. Like, oh, I'm outside, I get to be in the sunlight, like, whatever you need to tell yourself to feel better. Sometimes I have to tell myself silly things. Yeah, so it's not about changing your emotion, your feeling. Yeah, you just need to change your perception on it. Something I've noticed more in the past few years, not something I've always noticed. I'm curious about. Okay, last one I'm going to answer Marissa's. Okay, something I've noticed in the past few years. Not something. Which one did you say was bigger? Let me go look. Okay, left boobs. Oh, okay, this one's interesting. Sorry, I just had to channel that one. I've never seen it before. So the left is feminine, right's masculine. I know I've already told you guys that. You give like a lot of your energy away, and you don't, it's like you give your energy, but you're not like replenishing your cup. So it's like you're just giving too much of yourself away, so it's causing that one to be bigger. That one's interesting. Okay, amazing, ladies. Well, thanks for coming, guys. I'm gonna send you guys out obviously the email with everything, and then the recording link so you guys can refer back to this. But I hope you guys have a fabulous Friday.